it to you, Deadpool, give it to you, let's go, give it to you, how we should again.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the t-shirt industry, where we focus on everything unrelated to t-shirts. This isn't what we're doing. This is my day. My day, not yours. Get out. But I was just trying to be funny. Get out of my video! Fine. Sorry, folks. That little copycat was just trying to get in the way there. Welcome to the t-shirt industry. He covered that. I don't have much to say here. Dang it. Well, that was weird. Anyway, guys, welcome to the t-shirt industry for like the third time now. Thank you, Deadpool. You're welcome. Anyway. Let's get right to it. This is Deadpool. Obviously. I made him actually quite a while back. But I figure you would want to see it because everybody loves Deadpool, right? But yeah, I'm not sure why I picked this specific figure to be the first custom figure I used on this channel, because like this is probably the worst first impression. I find that offensive. Right, so this figure was pretty fun to make, I must say. Yeah, he was a bit of a challenge, but he was definitely fun. If you ask me, the funniest part was probably painting on those eyes. They came pretty naturally. It was like, I don't know. It was just, I really like how they turned out. Even though there's a little bit of white, I can't capture it with this camera. I'm not sure I could capture it with any camera, but if like you looked really close at it, there's a ton of weird little white splotches around the eye. Right about here. So like there's just white paint marks that just make it look more like fabric, or you know, his eyebrows coming down, just making him look more really into it. The hardest part to paint probably was this stupid little symbol down here. I can't. That took forever. How long is forever? Surprisingly long amount of time. That shouldn't have taken as long as it did. It just took way too long to come out the way it did. I'm happy with how it looks, but like, oh, it was so annoying. I did the same thing on the other arm that I did on the first arm I showed you. I also put a little holster and a belt thing. Gosh, that's a really big gun holster. But yeah, I didn't use a very sophisticated method of getting it on. I didn't sculpt anything. I didn't glue anything because I didn't like glue when I made this. So it's just paper. It's really ugly. It's sticky tacked on, which makes it even worse. I can assure you I did not use paper and never will for a gun holster on any of my minifigures again, because you know, this is cool, but that holster on the other leg, I have no idea what that is. Like, I've got another holster which is actually really good size. Here, let me move his arm. It's actually probably just the right size. It's hard to see. I really need to get a new camera. But anyway, I've got some sort of buckle thing. I have no idea what that is. I don't... Why did I put that there? It looks cool, but I don't know what it is. Can somebody please tell me what that is? Because I don't know. I also painted the back of him, so I'm going to show you that right now. This is incredibly unimpressive. Why did I show this to you guys? It is so, like, unprofessional. One thing that I would like if the lines weren't so thick, but I think I was using a toothpick, which was a generally stupid decision on my part. You don't use a toothpick to paint. Just saying now, if anybody's gonna try and do this, do not use a toothpick. Toothpicks are acrylic paint erasers, not paint brushes. The lines, the little leg backward knee things, I don't know what those are. Inside of your knee pads, maybe? I don't know. But they would have looked really cool if I had used thinner lines. But, oh, this is so ugly. I'm really sorry I showed this to you guys. I didn't realize it would look that bad. Let's show you something slightly cooler. There! The ugliness is gone. Instead, we have the sword holster. So this is just a regular sword holster. Nothing special there. But that stud is kind of special. I just painted it black because I don't have a black one yet. And painted the little red circle around it and a stripe in the middle, and then a little white dot in the middle as well. That's pretty much it. There's nothing really special here. For the swords, I spent a really crazy long time on these because I tried to round the edges, and gosh, I really wish I'd used some sandpaper or found some sandpaper at that point in time, because I just cut off the edges and it looks so blocky and weird. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not good either. I painted the swords red and then painted all the little black triangles, diamonds, all over them brown. And then the bottom is gold. I painted the top silver because I only have black swords. They also rubbed off while I was putting them in the sword holder sheath thing. And so the black is coming out underneath, but I'm not going to repaint them because that actually makes them look really cool, in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think of them. But anyway, that's it for Deadpool, pretty much. It's real quick. I don't have anything else. Hold it! You don't not have anything else. What do you mean? You have me. Okay, so it turns out Deadpool is right. I do have one more figure. And this is my favorite minifigure that I've done so far. Okay, this is not my favorite minifigure. My favorite minifigure is still in progress, actually. But this is, so far, the best minifigure I've made. So, with this Deadpool, I put a ton more work into him. Like, a crazy, insane... Like, he took me... Gosh... several months to make, which doesn't make sense. Like, I made some minifigures in a day. But, this is definitely not one of them. Maybe that's a sign that the best things take for flipping ever to make. Like, ridiculous. The thing that took me the longest probably was the head. But I started on the chest area, and I got to say, I am pretty dang proud of this here. Especially right here. You can't see it underneath this black shoulder strap. I don't know exactly what that goes for. But there's 3 ridiculously thin lines right next to each other, and I cannot make thin lines for the life of me. And this thing required like 47 ridiculously thin lines all right next to each other, and if I messed up, I had to scratch it all off and start all over again. Which is probably why it took me so long to make. Anyway, there are a couple of details that I did miss out on. For example, these little gray triangles are not supposed to be triangles. They're supposed to be smaller and like weird fish-shaped things with little silver stripes on the end. But I ran out of silver paint, actually, when I was making these. So the buckles on these little pouches are also supposed to be silver. That was also, the pouches are my first time I've ever actually made like a attachment thing like that, a pouch that you attach there. And you know, I'd usually mold it with sticky tack, but gosh, that looks so much better with the, ooh, I don't know what I used. I used probably some cardboard, I think, really thin cardboard. I will definitely make it better next time I use it, if I do use it again, because they're pretty uneven. Like, they both come down at an angle. I couldn't draw the line straight, which that bugs me a lot. Very, very, very much. One thing that I am pretty proud of is the Deadpool symbol here again. You'll notice on the other one that I just painted it on, and it was really good, but it was flat. Like, the one I painted on was probably more accurate, because that one's just got two like little beads for eyes, like you can barely see them on the camera. I would make those bigger, but I'd probably just completely ruin it again and have to put, 46 more layers of paint on it. And I don't want to do that. I'm definitely really happy with it, though. Almost maybe happier than the one I made on the other Deadpool, because those are actually, the little black halves are pretty close to being the same size as the other. I'm pretty happy with it. The little knee pads are great, but one thing I realized after I said I was done with this figure, I am done, I'm completely done, I looked and I'm missing the knee pads. And I wanted to put knee pads on there really bad, because, the knee pads look cool. But I decided not to push it, because this figure came out so good so far, and when it comes to me in sculpting, it usually hasn't ended particularly well. For the arms, I did the same as the other Deadpool. Again, insert other Deadpool here, where I just painted the little black lines and gray, except I decided that where I painted the black, I would outline it in some nice dark gray, and that looks really nice, I admit. It's just, everything looks much better when you outline it. And then, instead of using gray for the strap, I decided to use brown, because why not? Add some more color into Deadpool. I also, this gun, I got that from actually a Creo Transformers, or no, it was a Battleship set, but it's really, when I saw it, I said, that is the perfect gun. I think I had been using it for like the Winter Soldier or somebody before, but I said, nope, that's Deadpool. Through and through. That's got to be. So yeah, that's accessory number 1 on Deadpool. He has got a pretty decent amount of accessories, but I'm going to remove it so that you can see everything else. On the other arm, I did the same thing as the first arm I showed you. I think this one turned out better than the other one just because the brown stripe is thinner and straighter. The legs were a little bit of a challenge. The feet, gosh. Those feet are probably the things I will definitely redo in the future. I am not happy with them at all. Look at that. Look at that mess. So ugly. The holster is good, but it could definitely be better. And I'll probably do something different with it. I'm not sure. Yeah. I did the same on the other leg, and I think this one's gun holster looks a lot better than the first one. And again, the foot. The foot's better here, but I don't know what the heck I was doing with the silver line there. Right there. I don't know what I was doing. The second accessory I have for Deadpool is this. I don't know what role it plays in the movie. I haven't seen the movie. I don't plan on seeing the movie. Because I'm not a fan of R-rated movies, period. But I'm a bit of a fan of Deadpool. That's Ultimate Spider-Man's fault. Anyway. So I didn't really follow any specific guide. I just drew a little funny Deadpool punching a little bad guy in there. His head must have been scratched off that bad guy, because it used to have a head. Also, I realized that ouchie is supposed to be ouchie and not owie, and there's an I in owie, but the I was scratched off, and I cannot write really ridiculously small letters with a thumbtack on a ridiculously small thing of paper. The head was the most challenging part, just for me. That took way too stinking long. And you know why? These stupid eyes. I could not, because they're not the same shape as these Deadpool's eyes. With these ones, if I made a mistake, I just kind of made them bigger and rounder, because, you know, comic book Deadpool has round eyes. But no, this movie Deadpool has this weird, like, triangle on top of a octagon on top of... I don't even know what shape those eyes are. That's how weird shaped they are. In hindsight, I probably should have gone with something like this, but I decided to go with my own design for it. And yes, this... I'm not entirely happy with how it looks. It looks good for Deadpool, but it doesn't look good for movie Deadpool, which, you know, if you see the design on the shirt, that's obviously what I was trying to go after. But he didn't end up looking that way. I mean, he looks fine. Really, it's up to you guys to decide what he looks like. So please, in the comments below, tell me whether or not this dude looks like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. I'm also going to remove the little owie paper real quick. There we go. Now you can see everything. There. Now we're in focus. No, we're not. I'm going to show you. I'm going to remove the sword holsters. Again, the back is pretty ugly. This is quite appropriate for how I feel about that little blotch. The legs are fine though. The legs are not as horrifying to look at. To me. There's just one more thing I need to show you.
If you do not like scarring images, like the time I got burnt up in Revenge of the Sith, do not watch the following part of the video, and do not watch Revenge of the Sith, because that movie is terrible anyway. Thank you, and goodbye.
You have been warned. Right, so here's a terribly scarring image. Yeah. A friend of mine was actually mortified at how accurate this looks. Gah. This is just literally all I did for this was I mixed the colors peach and an ugly tan, mixed them until they were kind of like a swirly color, and then painted them all over his face. And then as it was drying, I came in with a knife and a thumbtack and just scratched the face up all over. And then once it was dry, I did the same thing, and then I just painted the eyes and the mouth onto it. The mouth, I think, is pretty fine. It's kind of ugly at the bottom right there because the black came off for the outline. But yeah, this face accomplished exactly what I wanted to accomplish for this face. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. So sorry. I just had to show you all that because, well, I had to add the Deadpool-ness to it. One last thing I forgot to mention is I did some sculpting onto the head, and technically I didn't sculpt it. I used a special plastic welder called Bondic, and it's really, really great for fixing anything plastic, like Lego for instance, but also for molding these special parts onto, because then they won't come off because it's liquid plastic, and which then solidifies and bonds forever to the plastic, so that this headpiece, it ain't coming off, and I like that. I have to put them both up here so that you can see just the dramatic scale of difference between the two. I used literally the exact same paints, except for the gold on the swords for the other Deadpool. I used the exact same paints, and gosh, the red looks like a completely different color. Actually, it really doesn't. Well, maybe it kind of does. I don't know. But, you know, it's pretty obvious. Just the level of detail in both of them is pretty nice. I'm super happy with how they turned out. This may just be me, though. Just pretty proud of my work and how I did. However, I would still like to see what you guys think. Please write in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching and subscribing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. Remember to drop a big fat like, and I'll see you all next video. Bye!
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby. Shoot, stab, shoot, shoot, stab, shoot, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, shoot, stab, shoot, shoot, stab, shoot, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, Deadpool shoot, Deadpool shoot, Deadpool stab and shoot and shoot, stab and shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, stab, shoot, baby.